Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Andrew G, and welcome to episode 23 of my podcast, The Public Affair. Thank you all again so much for all of your support and making this podcast where it's at today. I really appreciate it. Of course, to my producer, Mike Hamilton with Rogue Media Network. Thank you for making this podcast, or help making this podcast what it is today. Mike, you're the best man. Before we get started with this really special episode, I really want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors who made this episode possible. To my boy Juan Arjon with Arjon Painting. He's a local family-owned paint company that specializes in residential homes, both interior and exterior. He offers the best quality guaranteed and a pretty sweet warranty. So Juan, thank you so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. Make sure you guys hit him up on the number on the screen if you need any painting done to your home. To Nancy Posini with Parkway National Insurance. She offers insurance for all commercial trucks, tractor trailers, as well as all contractors, and now home and auto insurance. So basically for all your insurance inquiries, hit up Nancy Posini with Parkway National Insurance on the number on the screen. To Marcos Cordero with Midway Nutrition. He's located on Hewitt Drive. He offers meal replacement shakes. They're super bomb. Of course, my favorite is the Honey Nut Cheerio. He also has a really good pumpkin flavor that I really do love. And he offers tons of different flavors. So if you're in the market for a healthier lifestyle, make sure you hit up Marcos Cordero with Midway Nutrition. And shout out to Waco Nutrition and Energy, which is their sister company located on Spate. To Frank Biza with B&J Refinishing. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. Offers 5-year warranty on most work and the best prices in town, so he's not going to break those pockets. My boy Frank, thank you for sponsoring The Public Affair. Make sure you guys call him on the number on the screen. To Luis Flores with Red Rhino Flooring. He specializes in all type of floor installation, including building custom shower tiles and cabinets, kitchen backsplashes, and more. He also does full home renovations. So if you guys need any of the work of the sorts done, hit up my boy Luis Flores with Red Rhino Flooring on the number on the screen. To Fat Boy Michelada and Botana and Serrano's Carnita with my boy Junior Banda and Miguel Serrano. They work together to bring you the best micheladas, botana, and carne seca that you'll ever have. Me and my boys had it today. It was delicious. Locally operated. You can call them for parties, get-togethers, or more. Make sure you get the best and not the rest. Hit them up on the number on the screen. To Jeffrey Monreal with Pollo Box and Audio, PB&A. You can hit him up for installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. He's kind of a jack of all trades. He's also doing a Facebook giveaway right now on his social media page, Pollo Box and Audio. The giveaway will be December 20th, so make sure you guys check that out on social media and hit up the number on the screen if you need any of his services done. And to Tony Garcia with Crossroads Realty. He's a local real estate agent who services Waco and the surrounding areas to help you buy a home or sell your home, and you can hit him up for all your real estate needs. Tony, thank you so much for sponsoring The Public Affair. More to come later. All right, guys. So I'm really excited about this episode that we're doing today. A lot of people have been in my inbox and they say, you promote all these people and their endeavors and everything, but we really want an episode to get to know you personally and the struggles that you went through to make it to where you're at today. So for this episode, we're doing something a little different. I invited 3 of my very good friends to come on and for each of us to talk about how hard last year was and how our life has changed in the year to come. Because we really did have a shitty 2019, and in 2020, it seems like we're all winning. So I really want to introduce some of my very good friends, Edwin Reyes, Israel Carbajal, and Jay Carbajal. How you guys doing today?
Hey, what's up, man?
Good. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
This is definitely going to be one of my most personal episodes that I've recorded, and I wanted to, I think you guys were appropriate. We took that last-minute trip to New York last year. Awesome. It was which we all needed.
Spirit, right?
Okay,
Spirit.
And Edwin flew Spirit, of course. Which we told him not to, but that's how shitty his year was. He was like, however I can get there, if I got to walk or fly Spirit, and we were like, just walk. But no, as personal as this episode is for me, I really wanted the for you guys to be a part of this. And I'm thankful even to Israel and Edwin, who are more introverted. I mean, Jay's a little bit more out there, I would say. But, they definitely keep things to themselves. And we had to have this conversation for a long time about them coming on The Public Affair and sharing a little bit about what they went through as much as they're comfortable doing. And, that way everybody can be inspired to say, wow, my life can change in 1 year. And, obviously we'll get into that a little bit more. But I want everybody to get to know them just a little bit. Can we do a little intro for you guys? Edwin, why don't you tell us, tell the audience who you are, where you grew up, and all that.
Okay. My name is Edwin Reyes.
Hey.
Born in Houston, moved to Waco when I was 2, so I'm pretty much from Waco.
Yeah.
Had 3 siblings, and both my parents here in town.
Love your siblings. Yeah.
And my little dog named Luna.
Yeah. Can't forget Luna.
Graduated from Waco High.
Yeah.
And then attended MCC for my associates. And then Tarleton State for my bachelor's. in accounting, and now I work in accounting here in town.
Mr. Education. he's the smarts of the group, that's for sure. Right? I classify us. If I can get into that later, I will. But yeah, I love your siblings. Your dog's cool too, and I shout out to your cousin Odie, who I love too. Yeah, and it's an inside joke, but I do love Odie. He's one of my very good friends. Yeah, Edwin and I, and I'll get to how I met these guys in just a few. But Israel, can you tell us a little bit about you and tell the audience who may not know who you are?
My name is Israel Carbajal.
Hey.
I was born 30 years ago, like 5 days before Edwin, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that. Okay.
So, I don't know what there is really to tell.
Yeah.
I play soccer sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm good at it. Sometimes I'm not.
Yeah.
I like playing Pokemon Go a lot. It just makes me happy.
Pokemon Go
everybody
master, yeah.
Right. Everybody has their little thing that they do that just kind of takes them away from all
Okay.
the bullshit,
Yeah. So that's your
that's
your
that's
thing.
what I do. It's very simple, and I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I went to Waco High. I graduated 2009. Went to MCC after for a little while, and
Yeah.
then I just kind of jumped into working because
Okay.
I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of taking a while, which it pays off
Right.
for the people that do it, you know,
Right.
for the long term, the 8 years and all whatever,
Yeah.
4 years. But for me, I was just kind of like, okay, I just want to just start making money, paying for things,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I just kind of went ahead and started doing that,
I feel you.
and it was it was tough finding jobs that actually paid a
Yeah.
lot, but I finally did after a while. I worked at PCA for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
It wasn't the job,
it paid really well,
Yeah.
and it had great benefits and all that. And
Yeah.
for people that are supporting their families and things like that and want big goals,
Right.
that's a good place to work. But if you want time to yourself and to make memories and have fun, that's probably not it. But,
Yeah.
then after that, I left and I started working with my friend Eric at Leal Snacks.
Eric Leal. Shout out Eric Leal. Yeah,
they
love
have
him.
a restaurant too, Leal's. It's a great place. You
Number
should check
one
it out.
Mexican restaurant. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care
Which
what
one?
nobody.
Which one?
Leal's Mexican restaurant in Woodway.
All right.
What's up? You want to throw some hands? I ride for them anyway. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but yeah, after that, man, it's I'm really happy there.
Right.
It's probably a little less money and everything,
Okay.
but I'm really happy there.
That's good. Yeah.
I enjoy it. I have free time to myself.
Right.
It's not destroying me. They're not bad people. They appreciate all their employees and
Right.
everything like
And
that.
you can
So-
play Pokemon Go probably.
yeah. On the way places.
On
and
the
stuff
way
like
places,
that,
yeah.
but,
Which we probably shouldn't promote, but yeah.
No, but I'm actually really happy there. I really enjoy
Yeah.
my life and my
That's
job
good.
there. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned about the soccer. I just want to real quick. For anybody who doesn't know, the Public Affair actually sponsors your indoor soccer team. You and Edwin are a part of Escuadra Leon. You guys play at Star Soccer Center in Lacey Lakeview. That's what it's called, right?
Right.
Yeah, and so they asked the public, me, because I am the Public Affair, to sponsor the soccer team. And so my name is on the back of their jerseys. Really cute. Shout out to Manny Cardenas who did that for me. And so, yeah, thank you guys for asking me to do that. I think that's really an awesome,
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate showing up for the games.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Y'all want to play on Sundays and shit. Okay? But Sundays are my days where I'm in my underwears playing Crash Bandicoot. But I guess I'll go watch some soccer. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So, and how about Jay? So Jay and Israel are actually brothers.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Jay is Israel's big brother, and I knew Jay first. I met Jay 5 years ago.
Yes, you did.
Jay, why don't you tell us just a little bit about who you are and
Sure.
yeah, where you grew up and stuff.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is George Carbajal, and so
Hey.
I was born in the city of Mexico,
Okay.
and so I came here when I was 1.
Yeah.
And so pretty much I grew up on 25th and Lasker.
Okay.
You know,
Shout out.
yeah.
No, you guys are all North Wacoans.
North side.
Yeah,
baby. What's
I've had a
up?
lot of South Waco. That was not
25th
intended.
and Lasker.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
they all just happen to be from South Waco.
And
Yeah.
and I graduated in 2005 from Waco High.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And since I guess you could say that I've been pretty much all over the spectrum.
Got you.
But in the sense of academia.
Yeah.
Since first I wanted to be a fashion designer at the
Academics.
Art Institute. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and then or whatever, since I transferred back, and I was like, okay, well, so now, I could give it another try.
Yeah.
And so, I found my passion in the field of education.
Oh yeah.
And so for the past 4 years, I've been at Bishop Louis Riker.
Yeah.
And it's been one of the biggest blessings of my life.
Yeah.
man.
You love kids, right?
I love
Jay loves
working
some
with children,
kids,
man.
yes.
Pre-K 4th through 8th grade.
Which is great because we hate kids.
No, man.
You
dude,
hate kids.
Yeah, I hate kids. Oh yeah, you guys love kids. Yeah. Sorry.
it's a huge joy to see a child just learn.
Like be inspired.
Yes.
Kind of. Yeah.
And then since the term that says before and during the hormones, dude, like that's the stages you see kids.
Shit.
Like, just like, okay, since first they focus on their work, like, and then they focus on other students. Like, how to annoy them. I'm like, guys, like the work is right in front of you.
Right.
That person is right behind you. They're not bothering you at all.
I'm sure it's frustrating. Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, like, it's pretty cool. Like, I've worked pretty much all over Waco.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I do want to tag real quick that they are brothers, and the sponsor who I mentioned earlier, Nancy Pulsini, is your sister.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, so I got the whole Carbajals in here. All right.
That's my middle sister.
Yeah, we couldn't fit Edwin's
sister.
whole family. So so it was Jay, then Nancy, then
Yes,
Israel.
sir. Yes.
Your real name is George, but we call you
George.
Jay.
Jorge Jesus Carbajal. Yes.
Oh, why you got the Spanish accents in there?
just saying,
What's
that's how
up?
it is.
We are all Hispanic. We speak
I know.
Spanish. I got
That's how
you.
it is.
Jorge Jesus Carbajal.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you guys, these are three of my very dear friends. Again, you know, I wanted to make this episode a little bit personal, as opposed to the other episodes as per requested. Last year, it was no secret that I went through a real shit year. Meeting these three guys really helped me lift up out of that dark place that I was in, that I'll get into a little bit later. Basically, we all packed up our shit last year and took a trip to New York. Didn't nobody make no plans. We didn't, I barely had, I don't know about you guys, but I barely had the money to go or the time off for that matter. And Edwin flew Spirit. So that's how terrible it was for us. And you know, really that trip for me really opened my eyes to a lot of things in this life when it comes to the people that you surround yourself with. And really I found happiness after that trip. There was a sense of relief for me emotionally when we got back to Waco, and I was like, I just had the time of my life that I did not plan. We had no itinerary. We had no fucking money. I mean, I don't know about you guys.
I mean, had enough.
I mean, I had some, but you know, the rest was on my credit card was screaming at me.
Literally,
Yes.
that's what you were
That bitch
saying.
was like, what are you doing? I was like, shut the fuck up. Okay. I want this pizza, this Chinese. We're not walking, Uber. Okay. So, you know, it's fair to say that each of us individually went through a tough time in 2019. And I really wanted to use this episode and have you guys be a part of it to show our audience who might be going through something now that your life can change the way you want it in an allotted time frame. For me, it was a whole year. By the time this episode comes out, you guys, it would have been close to a year that we packed up and left.
Right.
Last minute. I think it was a trip that you guys were planning together, and the opportunity just kind of got set. I pretty much invited myself. And then Edwin, we had to basically drag on Spirit to go. Okay, delayed flights. Right? I think he fell in the ocean at one point. Like, couldn't find him. Okay, phone dropped. Anyway.
But I made it there.
Yeah, you made it there, and we were all happy. I want to be able to have an opportunity for each of you guys to share just a little bit, or, you know, as much as you like, about some of the turmoil that you went through last year, and how much has changed for you this year. And then we'll wrap up with how the trip impacted us. And again, I just want my audience to really take something from this and know that the grass can be green on the other side, but you're in control of it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Of course, I would like to share a little bit as well later on. But Edwin, can I start with you? Yeah. Again, share with us, if I could put it out there, last year you were going through a divorce.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you talk to us a little bit about that for you and like where your mental was for all that?
Yeah. So at the time of the trip, I was going through the divorce.
Right.
And a month before that is when I had actually first met you.
Right.
But there was for me, I kind of break it down into 3 time periods. The before the divorce,
Right.
which was probably most of 2019.
Uh-huh.
It was in my mind the whole time. So just
Right.
trying to process it, trying to decide
Right.
if it's the right thing to do, if it's the right time to do it,
Right.
keep fighting for it.
Definitely is something you didn't plan.
No.
Yeah, like nobody does that.
I got married planning to be married for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
But obviously that didn't work out. That didn't happen.
Right.
But that time period before it's I didn't tell anybody also.
Right.
And that was probably maybe it would have helped if I would have told somebody, talked about it more.
Right.
I was just trying to decide on my own, just without
Okay.
any outside input, which I don't know. Maybe it was good, maybe it was bad.
Right. And you know, you mentioned earlier like that we did meet a little bit before you were, I guess, started the process or anything. I wanted to tell everybody how we met. Sorry. Edwin and I met last year. It was around November. correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And he didn't tell me that he was going through a divorce. We were just having a casual brunch, and then he brought it up in conversation, and I was like, wow, that's got to be really shitty. You know, I didn't know the ex or anything like that, so I didn't know what the process was like for you. And so when I met Edwin, he was, I would say, mentally maybe in a dark place. Would you agree?
Yeah. So obviously that decision wasn't made lightly.
Right.
It took a lot of thinking and just trying to figure out, and I never really knew if it was the exact correct decision to make.
Right.
But that's what was decided, and that's why we moved forward with that.
Okay.
So that was before the divorce. You know, dealing with that was a tough situation, and then during the divorce, as another time period, I guess that I call, and that's trying to accept it, and then telling everybody, telling my family and friends, because the way we handled it, the way I handled it, most people didn't know. Most people didn't know we were having problems.
Right.
And I guess we were just trying to figure it out on our own. Just
right.
trying to
So do you think it was something that you might have felt embarrassed to tell maybe your family, your peers about, like your friends? Like
part of it was that.
Okay, because did you feel like maybe like you were a failure at something? Like this was supposed to work out. Like this was supposed to be my life. And you know, I think you were the first person in your family to get married out of your siblings. Yeah.
Yes.
So did you feel? Were you the oldest?
Yes.
Okay. So did you feel like there was like a sense of maybe like you didn't get to accomplish this for your younger siblings to see, like, what the hell, like if it doesn't work out for him, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That was definitely the issue for me.
Okay.
Leading up to it, and then going through it, and then actually telling my family, my friends.
Okay.
So those thoughts were in my head.
Right.
And not necessarily that my family or friends did anything to make me feel that way. It was just that it was in my head. I was just kind of processing it.
As an accountant, that's what you do, right? You overthink, right? Because I knew an accountant too, and he overthought a shit ton of things, and I was like, I
overthink it. I think scenarios. So that just made it hard. So maybe just talking about it with somebody else, that probably would have made it.
Who was the first person that you told that you were getting through a divorce?
My brother.
Your brother, Brian?
Yeah.
Who I love.
I told my parents.
Love you, Brian.
Yeah, shout out Brian. Shout out Brian. Love him. And his girlfriend Roxy, she's super hot. But they're both super hot, right? Like, Okay, yeah. So, you know what? When you were going through your divorce, Edwin, and you know, a lot of people who might watch this maybe went through the same thing or are going through the same thing, God forbid, because it's not anything that we wish for anybody unless their spouse just sucks and it's like break up, bitch. You know what I mean, right? Yeah, like, right? Like, no, but for you guys, I mean, obviously, I listen, I am not passing judgment on the ex-wife. I met her one time. I barely know her. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, and that's really no shit. I've only met her one time. Yeah. And so for you, do you think that it was like maybe you were trying to find whose fault it was? Does that make sense? Like, did you feel you were at fault, or maybe she was at fault? Like, how does that work for you mentally? Do you know what I mean?
I was definitely trying to figure that out.
Okay, like what you did wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to figure out what I did wrong, where it went wrong.
Yeah.
What could have been done differently.
Right.
And I never really got an answer for that. Sometimes you don't. But I just had to accept it, and then to me the third stage of it is accepting it and starting to move forward. You know, things changed. My life changed. Went from living with her to living by myself, and then started doing things differently, doing things that I wanted to do again, finding myself again. Because, I kind of lost myself in a way, just because you live your life with somebody else.
Right.
So just starting that new process, which it was very hard in the beginning, and then I feel like I got over it somewhat quickly, just because I stayed positive about it. Like it was a new beginning, new opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, I didn't want to go through that.
Right.
But if I'm going through that, I mean, just think positive, and my circle of friends made that a lot easier. My family, my circle of friends made that a lot easier, and you guys are included in that. So, like it's just
it was just something hard for you to go through.
Yeah.
And so would you say that there was nobody to really blame per se then?
Yeah.
It was just something and you were married for 2 years, is that correct? 3 years. Okay, yeah. So it was just something that maybe it was or a situation that maybe you guys just grew apart in.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, let bygones be bygones. And that's it for the most part, right?
Yeah.
So you say that when you say that you found yourself again, would you say that in the marriage you felt binded in the marriage, or do you just think that life just simply changes when you're not married anymore? Like, not that maybe the person that you were married to was holding you back from anything, but when you say that you find yourself, can you get into a little bit more depth about that? Or like, is it just like, now I have to stay positive and find out things about being single? Like, how does that work for you?
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, it's nothing against like the other person.
Right.
For me, it was just that I was used to that life, and so life for me was going to be different being single. So just finding things, started doing things again that I used to do that I probably wasn't doing as much. Hanging out with friends that I wasn't hanging out with as much.
Right.
And then just, I guess, just starting to enjoy life differently. Better probably.
I got you.
So I mean, I feel like I've gone through that pretty good, and feel like I'm happier now. So I think that's good.
I got you. So it's the divorce is 1 year later, correct? Like we're at a year already. Yeah. Do you think that? Because I always think that things in life are situational. Things happen for a reason. Yeah. Do you now, when you see it, do you think that maybe that was kind of supposed to happen? Again, we don't want it to happen. Nobody wants to go through heartbreak. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. Nobody wants to go through losing a loved one. Yeah. Going through a divorce, for you, is embarrassing. Like for me, I'd be like, y'all get the fuck over it. I'm not tell you. You know what I mean? But, like for you, do you think now, looking at it a year later, that maybe that's what was supposed to happen? Like that was what your, I don't know, what was crafted in your life. You know what I mean? Like the road you were supposed to go through?
Yeah, and thinking of it that way helps, because leading up to it and during it, it was just like all in my head, just fearful of what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna be.
Were you scared of being judged? Like maybe people would be like, "Ooh, what he do?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Everybody automatically want to assume the man cheated or something, and it was nothing like that, obviously. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It was just maybe personal things that.
Yeah. Just my own thoughts against me, pretty much. But it just got better after that. It just got easier after that. There was so somebody that's going through it, or has gone through it, will help me. Or advice I would give is just keep moving forward.
I got you.
Keep working at it.
Just take a deep breath.
Yeah. Things get better for sure.
Right. How long would you say that it took you to get to a point mentally where you were just like, all right, you know what, everything's gonna be fine? Like, do you think it was when we decided to go to New York? Do you think it was when were you just like, life's gonna move on? Like I'm okay. I'm okay like this. I mean, this is my house. Yeah. You know, Luna's cool. Like when did you say everything's gonna be fine? Like how long did it take for Edwin to do that?
Can't pinpoint the time, but the trip I think helped. Just and I don't know how much, but I think it helped. Right. Just bring us closer together and just get my mind off of it for a while. Right. And then I would say a couple months that it took for me to feel better about it, for me to feel better about my new life and look forward into to better things and just enjoying life again. Yeah. So I'll probably say like 6 months, but
but like the details of time are probably just unspecific. And okay, I got you. And then when you mentioned that, you know, you really found counsel in like your close friends and family. Would you say that they were like your biggest driving factors in finding your happiness again, or would you say that it was more like self-induced, would you say?
No, definitely my circle of friends. The people of
friends that you have.
My family, my circle of friends. Yeah, because I've always appreciated everybody that I meet. Especially everybody that's in my life. Right. But going through that brought that out more. Right. I found that support. Even people that I hadn't seen in years that I probably ran into, and they asked me like, well, how's your wife doing? I had to explain like, I'm not married anymore. So
I would definitely say that I post the most on social media than the three of you guys. I mean, obviously because I work in radio, and, the public. The podcast. But you know, it's not like you're the type of person that goes on there and says, "I'm divorced now." Like, fuck that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You're just not like that. And even the year that I've known you, because again, we met last year, and those brunch dates were fun. You know what I mean? But
Butter My Biscuit.
Butter My Biscuit. No, we have to shout out Butter My Biscuit because we used to go in there and shut shit down.
Shout out to the Bankstons.
Love the Bankstons. And everybody that works there. But so
Whitney, your girl.
Love some Whitney. So for you, I mean, how was it like facing that question? Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, so how's the wife? And you're just like, shit. Because it was a situation where I think I took you guys to a Christmas party at the radio station last year, and somebody knew you and asked you that. So what was that like for you being put on the spot?
It was harder because it was fresh, so I just had to kind of relive it, re-explain it. Yeah. So that was harder. But then as time went by, it just got easier.
Yeah.
And now it was just something that you said. But that was something I was afraid of from the beginning. But,
okay. And now it's just like, I'm divorced. That's it.
Yeah,
She's good.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah, now I know it kind of doesn't define you. But I was kind of afraid of that.
Okay.
And not really, but it was still in my head.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Yeah.
And I think it's so good to see you, because again, when I met you a year ago and then you told me that, I mean, there was times like Israel would say like, oh, he's this, he doesn't want to do that, whatever. Like, I guess you were just in that dark mindset where you're just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do in my life right now because I'm so used to doing it with her. Yeah. And so it's so good to know that a year later that you're in this new fresh place. I mean, you look great, you're obviously doing great. So I mean, is there anything else that you want to elaborate on that as far as like what do you want to tell to the person that's going through a divorce right now?
Just to, I guess, look ahead and look forward.
Yeah.
Because it's just it feels like it's gonna go on forever, or you're gonna feel sad for a very long time. And for some people, it's a different time.
Right.
It takes a lot longer.
Right.
Or shorter. But just to keep moving forward and reach out to your family and friends, and focus on the positive things. Like I was pretty positive and grateful.
Yeah.
I was even grateful just that I was married for a while and then got to divorce. Like I learned from it.
Okay.
I tried to learn from it. I wasn't just gonna sit there and cry about it. And, And then
but eating that pizza in New York too, he was like, I mean, no, this shit is bomb as fuck.
Sushi.
Yeah, the sushi. Shout out cousin Nori. But I, you know what? When I don't know the first thing about a breakup. The only thing I've ever lost to me was a close friend. So I don't know. The feeling is different. As far as getting divorced, but I want to applaud you for, even coming on here and talking about it, because once again, guys, I think out of the group of the four of us, I'm the most mouthy and, the most like, I'll share everything because I don't care. I'll tell you who I, well, I won't tell you who I slept with, but I'll tell you, what I did. And anyway, so I mean, I find a lot of bravery in you now, and I look at you just a glimpse differently because I always really liked you, as a friend, and I just think that for you to come on and share that story with us, especially knowing you behind the scenes, it's very brave of you, and I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Did I cover everything? You tell the people who are going through it that basically there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's okay to lose people. Sometimes relationships just don't work out.
Yeah.
And
it is what it is. And then so obviously the trip to New York was like, and I want to get that, I want to get into that in just a minute, you guys. Like, I want everybody to share their story first, and then because New York was like lit for us. Nobody understands that trip for us is something that I don't want to speak for you guys. For me, I needed that shit. Yeah. I needed to pick up and leave. I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here, just for a minute, right? Yeah. So it did good for you.
Yes.
And I'm really happy to see that you're in a happier place now. And Edwin, I want to leave you our specific conversation with this. Edwin's a very good, educated, level-headed guy. I think outside of my best friend, there's him who's just like that. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like smarts and stuff, you know what I mean? Like the intellect. And you're very, not reserved. I mean, obviously like to go hiking and stuff, but which ever since I start hanging out with these guys, I have to do more physical activity things. And it's like, y'all don't want to eat Chinese food. Y'all want to hike. All right, I guess. For you, Edwin, I have no doubt that you are going to find a very beautiful woman, and have those beautiful kids that you want, little Edwins running around, and Edwinas. and I have you're very successful. You're somewhat of an inspiration to look up to as somebody who's a homeowner, somebody who has a very good job, an accountant. You know what I mean? Educated, college-wise. So for you as a friend, I want to tell you that you're going to get all that one day. I see it. And I hope that, I don't like kids or nothing, but I'll buy them little Christmas presents. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here you go. Gift cards and stuff. So hang in there, man. And
thank you for your friendship during that time up to now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely not. Again, you guys stepped in my life in a time that I really need it. Yo, not for nothing, that shit was fate. Like, honestly, because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with myself.
It worked out pretty good.
Yeah, it worked out really good. So I'm really happy that we met, Edwin, and thank you again for sharing that. I appreciate it. But now, I met Israel 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, about 3 years ago when Jay would do laundry at my house, and he brought Israel one day. I guess Israel just bored. And it was when Nintendo Switch was kind of fresh, and we were playing Super Mario Odyssey, the Nintendo game. So Jay was doing laundry at my house, and I had never met Israel prior. He was very quiet, very like, and that's what I got to know about Israel. In the beginning when he meets you, he's not very, talkative, and he's very to himself or whatever. And when he gets to know you and feel you out, he's really a great guy. And so we got to know each other a lot by playing Nintendo, because we ended up being the entire game, like by fluke, we just did, which took a couple hours at least.
Yeah, and so Jay took his time doing his
laundry because he was infatuated with all the levels, like all the Japanese things. And so we didn't really keep in touch outside of social media after that for the next few years. Last year, after my situation, which we'll get into a little later, Jay was working at Butter My Biscuit as a server. And he said, hey, man, on Saturday, come to my job and just eat and, whatever. And I was like, all right, bet I'll go try it. Yeah. And so I was there by myself. I was getting ready to go to Austin later that day for my cousin's birthday.
That's right.
Yeah. And so I just had me, I'm a mimosas whore, you guys. I love mimosas. Don't put anything in my mimosas except the orange juice. All right. And the champagne, darling. And so I was just sitting there, and I think I sent you a Snapchat. Is that correct?
Well, you had it on your story.
I had it on my Snap story. Okay.
So I was like right next to Bankston's,
right,
and you were at Butter My Biscuit,
yeah,
and I was playing Pokemon,
right,
and I just did a raid there. I got a shiny clink out of it, and then I just checked my social.
I
check my social media every now and then, and I saw that you were over there having mimosas, and I was like, hey man, I was just over there, and you were like, oh come on, come back, have a drink, and I was like, you know what, all right, cool,
because I think we were hitting each up like, oh, we're gonna have a drink, then we're gonna have a drink one day, and we just never did. Yeah. So I was like, just do it. I'm by myself now. What's up?
Yeah, and I happen to have the time.
Yes. Outside of Pokemon Go.
So
one thing about Israel, you can't fuck with him when it comes to Pokemon Go. But I thought I would, and I want to get into this a little later. One of the things that I appreciate about our friendship is that I've never had a friend I was gonna say my age because I don't make friends with people that are like kids. But like I've never had a friend who fucked with Pokemon as heavy as I did.
Right.
And that's where you and I felt connected the most. Because there's people who say, oh, I like Pokemon, but they don't even know what Pikachu evolves into, or how he evolves into Raichu. But for you, I mean, we knew everything from dex numbers to this is where you find this Pokemon and this.
Their abilities.
Yeah, their abilities. And he can learn this. And that was like, I really connected on you on that level. So you were around the area.
Right. And then I went back, because I was like, hey, screw it. I got some time. I'll drink with him a little bit.
Yeah.
And we started having mimosas, and then another one, and then
another one, and then bring the pictures. And Jay was so upset with us. He's like
6 pictures you guys had.
Okay,
man.
but see, what the thing is, like when I drink and I'm crunk, I'm not confrontational, so I don't want nobody bothering me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let me do me. Yeah. And we were being loud.
We were just talking because we hadn't talked to each other in like 3 years.
Yeah.
So we had a lot to talk about, and just about life and about just anything. Because when I talk to you, it's great conversation. We talk about food. We talk about funny stuff. We talk about so many things. Yeah. And that's the kind of shit I like talking about. Because you can talk about, who won the election, who won this, or what. Man, okay, so what?
Like, who cares?
Yeah, like just show me a funny video. You always do that. It was great.
Can I tell the funny thing that you said? Well, I'm gonna tell that. Okay, sure. So we're eating, and here's the thing: the majority of my friends, as I've shared with you guys, are straight men, and so everybody thinks that we're all sleeping with each other, which we're not. And so when I was talking to Israel, we should hang out some more after this, because again, I really vibed with you on the Pokemon shit. Like, y'all don't understand. Pokemon is my thing. Everybody knows I fucks with Pokemon heavy as fuck. Right. Like heavy. Don't tell me that you're a Pokemon master. I've been playing since before you were born. You can take several seeds. I got Angel, your girlfriend. Snorlax. Shout out to Angel.
The 3 of us got Snorlax.
We did. We're gonna do that for Christmas.
Yes, sir.
But Israel. Anyway, so we're done, and I said, yeah, we should hang out. And he's just like, man, just no gay shit, all right? It was the way you said it that I was like, what are you talking about?
because I've never had a gay friend like that. Not that you're weird or something.
But like, no, I understand. Yeah.
It's the same as. I don't necessarily think people that are way older should be friends with the opposite sex or whatever. But like, let's just say you're friends in high school or something,
right?
And it's a guy and a girl, and it's just like, let's just not, don't come on too strong or anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're gay or whatever. But
and I knew where you were coming from, and just before everybody starts attacking you because they think you're homophobic. I understand where he's coming from, and anybody who's told me that too, because a lot of people do have to tell me that, and the thing is. I tell everybody I've slept with the majority of straight men. But for my friends, it's different. Like, I would never come on to you guys because y'all are my friends. You know what I mean?
You respect us.
I respect. I'll get into it later. I hold my friendship so sacredly. So like I latch onto that shit with like an iron grip. And so I would never compromise that by trying to sleep with you. But you know what I mean? Like it's just, that's not me. Yeah. So I understood where you were coming from. It's all good.
Right.
Yeah. So we really connected that day. We were loud. Jay was so mad at us. Remember? Jay was like, y'all calm down. I was like, anyway, get me another picture. Just for saying that, get me 2 pictures. I think they were going to cut us off that day, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like y'all paid their bills like that day.
I showed
paid
did.
Their electricity bill.
They got their electric bill paid for 2 months. They better shut up.
and then Jay, like you and Jay talked me into buying that $100
Pokemon box set. Yeah.
And now that Pokemon's booming, like the card sets and everything, I looked at how much it's worth. I was like, oh shit, this thing is $500.
Oh shit! So you're getting your money back plus some.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to Israel and these guys again are a lot more introverted. So the fact that they're sharing their stories on the public affair, I mean, again, it really means a lot to me, you guys. Thank you for using this platform to do help me.
Right.
Show everybody like where we can come in a year. I think it's fair to say that last year was maybe not easy for you as well.
Right.
Maybe I guess as far as situations going unplanned and stuff like that. Can you talk to us a little bit about that as much as you'd like to share?
Right. So, relationships are hard.
Right.
They're, they can be.
Yeah.
They can be because honestly, when you find the right one, it's easy.
Right.
It's the same as friendships. Like you've had difficult friendships.
Yes, definitely.
You have easy ones.
Yeah.
And would you say that whenever you have easy ones, they're very happy? You are very.
I would
happy?
definitely say that. I love being in a good friendship where I'm not feeling like I'm scared to text you, or if I call you, you're gonna have a fucked up attitude and curse me out. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's not bad on the other person's part either, because maybe you're just not for each other.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like if you tried and tried and tried and it just wasn't working, or you're just kind of bringing each other down in some way, it's okay to say, okay, this isn't gonna work, like in a friendship or a relationship.
Yeah,
it's okay to say that and just kind of move on. There doesn't need to be any ugly crap after either, like I'm gonna talk shit about this person, or this person was this. Like it does nothing. It doesn't do anything. So for me, I mean, things were tough. I was divorced too, and Edwin told me, and I was just like,
I always forget that because it's been some years since you're divorced, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I mean, we both tried,
Yeah.
And it was the best thing to do, just to divorce.
Just go separate ways, yeah.
But yeah, and actually, we had gotten separated first, and then dealing with divorce. Everybody talks about it like it's like, oh my god, it's this
like
and
this
that.
hard that we gotta split shit.
So we didn't really like do it right away.
Okay.
We just were separated, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we should probably get a divorce. I was like, oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
All right.
And Edwin said, excuse me, this is my house. Go ahead, move out. I had to throw that in there. Go ahead, sorry.
I started doing the process and everything. So I was like, yeah, I'll take care of it and everything. And it was actually a lot easier than people make it sound. I guess it's whenever you have those relationships where people are like, oh, I want half of this, or I want this or that.
Like they're
but
fighting.
For us, it's just like, just everybody keeps the regular stuff and whatever. Okay. So,
It's not like you're going to take her panties. Like, can I have my panties? Like, bitch, like, because y'all didn't like have property and stuff like that, right?
No. But yeah, and even now, like I never like was salty towards her or her life or anything like that, or family and everything. They were great, and I'm happy for her now. She seems to be very happy, and that's great. Like I have no reason to sit here and be like, fuck her,
Yeah.
Why?
And so it's healthy for you to move on in that manner, would you say? Like, I mean, because now you're not living with like all this venom. Shakira has that song, No se puede vivir con tanto veneno. I love that song. But yeah, like, she says in the song that you can't live with so much venom or so much hate. Like, it just, what does that do for you?
Right.
Yeah.
And then when I was I dealt with that, and then Edwin had told me like, a year or two, however long it had been after that you told me that we were out drinking or whatever.
Yeah.
He said that, and I was just like, in my heart, I'm just like, me, I beat myself up a lot, and so I'm just like, I'll go through divorce, whatever. But then when Edwin told me that, I was like, no, not you. Not my friend Edwin. That I care about a lot. Like, you hate to see the people that you care about go through tough things. Absolutely. You can deal with things left and right because you know your own strengths and weaknesses and all that.
Yeah.
But I guess the people you care about, you hold them so close that they're like, no, these are my people. Don't hurt them. Right. So whenever he was dealing with that, I kind of knew, what he had to go through and things like that. So it was tough.
Yeah.
You never want the people you care about to deal with those things. But
I got you.
Yeah, I remember we got super thrashed.
You know what? Like, as far as moving, like for you, you mentioned in the beginning of the episode that you find a lot of your happiness and joy in Pokemon Go.
Right.
And a lot of people might think that that's silly, but I think that's a positive and healthy habit.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like you're sitting there like getting high off cocaine and heroin. You know what I mean? And then you're just in your room like, fuck my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think every hobby, even if it's a great hobby, it's all good in moderation. Like, let's just say I was like neglecting everybody or something like that. It's probably not good to do. But I mean, you can enjoy everything little by little, except like heroin or something.
Like using illicit drugs is not the way to go. Yeah.
Just be smart.
Yeah. But, I mean, we might have that one night of like, oh my God. But then like you pick your shit up and you move on. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like that night Edwin told me that he was getting a divorce. Man, we got so
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Was that the night that you guys were at? Oh.
Yeah.
Was it that night?
Was it that night? You guys were at La Fiesta?
I messaged. Yeah, it was
right? Because you messaged me the picture of you guys all in bed. Not like that. It wasn't like that. Excuse me. Not like that.
So we were drinking, and then that was going on. Then you want to be there for your friend and everything, and it's just like we just kept drinking, and then I don't know. We just kind of blacked out. It was
unintentionally.
It was like 5 or 6 of us, right?
Well, because then we had brunch after that.
Yeah. Because I messaged you. I messaged. We all ended up at Brian's house.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Thank God.
Yeah. Like we were there, and then I woke up. I'm like, what the fuck is this next to me? And it was Ben.
Yeah.
And
shout out Ben Diaz. I love that.
And then I moved this way. Like I moved my elbow, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh shit, that's Edwin. I'm like, okay, well they're alive.
Yeah.
And then
They're alive.
No, wait, that was you.
I was next to you. He was on the
That
floor.
was you. And then somebody pops up from the ground. And it was Ben. He was like, what the fuck happened last night? Oh, shit. And then Brian finally walks in. He was like, bro, I don't remember getting over here. I was like, oh. I was like, go look at your truck. He was like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I was like,
and it's a good solid friendship because everybody had their clothes on. So there was no betrayal.
And then I remember because even though I messed with you because I sent you the picture and then I was like, don't get any funny ideas. You said you were just sitting there folding your clothes.
I was doing fucking lunch because we had made brunch plans the night before.
Right.
And then so y'all just all showed your asses up to brunch. I did not. That was the first time I met Edwin and Ben and all of them.
Brian,
and Brian. And so you guys just all showed your asses up to brunch. Y'all were a hot mess express. I got drunk at brunch that day, and then Edwin, that's when you actually shared with me that you were going through a divorce. Like you were just like, I don't know if you know, but I'm going through a divorce. I was like, I'm sorry. Jeez, you want another drink, or maybe you didn't need one at the time. So as far as moving on for you and finding happiness,
right?
It's something simple for you like Pokemon Go.
Dude, it can be many simple things. Like now I'm in a relationship with Jennifer.
Love Jennifer. Shout out Jennifer.
It's really easy. It's not difficult at all. You know, we don't piss each other off or anything. Yeah, we have a little differences every now and then.
Like every relationship.
It's not hard, and that's really a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything bad for any of the people that I've been with in the past.
Okay.
Because I'm sure they're happy with somebody now, and maybe it wasn't me for them, and they weren't for me.
Right.
And that's okay. Like. You don't have to take to social media or like hate them or anything. Yeah. It's just what it is. I mean, it doesn't do anything.
We move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but now like after meeting you, everything just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah.
Everything was now because now you're in our lives like crazy. We can't get rid of you. So
nobody gets rid of Andrew G.
You're just around, and it's so easy.
Right.
I don't have to force the friendship or anything. Like you said,
I've never even talked raw to you.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. The Carbajal's mom's got a little mouthpiece on her, and I don't know if it's just because that's y'all both have mouthpieces just like your mom. Excuse me. Yes, they do. And so now I know where we get it from. But no.
That's the only one that
love your dad. Yeah, your dad's smart man because he knows. But so for you, I mean, I get you're in this very healthy relationship, so to speak, and you and Jennifer. I mean, she plays Pokemon Go right there with you, and as far as our friendship goes, Israel, the one thing that I can say that I appreciate our friendship for is that it is simple. Like I can remember we were just playing Super Smash Brothers and we got cheese and sausage from the fucking mall and cut that bitch on the table and was like, all right, let's play Super Smash Brothers. And then we, again, we both have a mutual love for video games and Pokemon. So Pokemon Sword and Shield come out like that month and we stay up till, I've never played a game.
10 hours,
12 hours? It was 13 hours. I have never, and you guys know that I love my games. I have never in my life spent 13 hours on my couch playing video games, but I did with Israel and I woke up with back spasms. That's how I know it was lit. So for you, what I appreciate our friendship about the most, and what I can say about you, is that it is simple. It's nothing is forced. You're an easy person to talk to. You're not with the dramatics and stuff like that. Right. You just get up. If nobody takes your Pokemon Go from you, then you're good. What you want to eat, you know what I mean?
That's what I told my mom like the other day. Because I'm not the best at keeping up with my family. Yeah, I love them to death. I do. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you there. Like I'm trying to do me over here, and right. Y'all do your thing.
Everybody has to do their thing and grow and everything. And I don't want a day to go by for them to be like, oh, he hasn't talked to me today. He doesn't love me. No, I do. It's just I understand that you're grinding, I'm grinding, mom's, whatever. And so also I was telling my mom, I was like, dude, life is really not that hard.
Right.
Like, yeah, let's just say, you're driving, you get pulled over, you get a speeding ticket. Pay for it.
That's it.
Or whatever. Just have money saved up. Yeah, I get things happen. Let's say you get a flat tire. Let's say you save $500. You get a flat tire. It's $200. You're down 200.
Yeah.
You still have 300. You can keep building off of it. Just pay your bills, and I don't know.
That's it. Yeah.
I just don't understand why seems so difficult.
But that's what I'm saying. You're more just simple. Like, let's not make shit difficult. Things happen.
It's all your mindset.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So, like Israel has a similar mindset to me. So whenever I told him about going through the divorce, the fact that he had been through one, and then similar mindset, he really helped me out and giving me good feedback.
Right.
Because he understood me and I understood him.
Right. See, and don't you love that?
Yeah, you know what I mean? We've known each other for like 15 years now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Y'all were kids or in high school?
We met in high school, and then we just stayed friends forever.
Yeah. You're 30.
You're
30 as well.
Yes.
Okay, I'm the youngest of the group. I think I'm 29. Yeah. Okay. I just want to throw it out there. So, well, and so Israel, again, thank you for sharing all that. Is there anything else that you want to? For people who went through those hard relationships, you did in the past, is there something you want to tell the person in the camera that's listening to that?
Just that it is going to be okay as long as you're willing to push forward.
Yeah.
As long as you're alive, you still have more time to do something, to find happiness. Don't make it more difficult than it actually is.
Right. But that's it. I got you, man. And again, that's what I appreciate about you so much. You're just very, very simplistic. There's nothing extra. You know what I mean? It's just simple. It's just, Israel, you want to play video games? No. Yes. All right, bet. Let's go. Yeah. You want pizza? Slow rise. Damn, that's just expensive. You don't want Domino's? We don't eat like shit anymore. Now we eat like healthy things.
We try to.
Yeah,
Or if you want me to whoop you, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Never. Anyway, never. Anyway. Okay. So, Israel, thank you for sharing that with us again. I want to move on to my friend George Carbajal. What was it? Jorge Jesus
Carbajal Marin.
Okay, Jay. Okay, with the Spanish. We're gonna do a first Spanish language episode. It's gonna be with us. I actually met Jay about 5 years ago. We had a mutual friend, and we met at a party. You can shout out to David Cordova.
Shout out to my friend David Cordova for introducing us.
He did introduce us. David was a good friend of mine in the past. I actually, to be honest, I really don't have bad blood with David. We just went separate ways. I will say that. It was personal in the past. Now it's just I love his girlfriend. I love his girlfriend April. I love her to death. Every time I see her, I give her a hug. David, best of luck to you. That's it. That's all it is. No, I have no hate towards him.
It's just life.
That's just life, exactly. We met through David Cordova, and it was at a party. So it was when, what's funny about that party? Because Jay does not drink, guys.
At all.
He does not drink. And so I was...
Okay, so sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very rarely and seldomly that I'll drink.
Yeah.
But the only reason that I don't is because I just don't...
It would be like one Smirnoff.
Yeah, like literally just one Smirnoff. And it's either green apple or... that one or the screwdriver.
Okay.
Since the first time I ever drank, dude, I was like, 12 years old at my uncle's house. Like, it was after New Year's. Took one small sip of champagne. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go home. And, literally, as soon as I step outside, I just throw it up.
Oh, really?
Literally, yeah.
Just a little sip?
Just
one. Can't hold it.
Yeah, just one, dude.
Because champagne is my drink of choice.
I was like, no, thank you.
There was another time he drank, too, whenever I turned 21.
Oh, that's right. Sam's on the Square.
Was it allowed to drink, or?
No.
No.
You can tell him.
So the owner to Sam's on the Square, who was it?
Adam Whitaker, dude.
Yeah. So I guess they went to high school together or something.
Yeah. And went to Riker freshman year.
And then Jay like saw him. They were talking. They were like, "Hey, what's up, man? You know, and this and that." And it was my 21st birthday. I'm not talking, you know, because I'm who I am and everything. And I'm just sitting there. And then he's like, "Hey, bro, he just turned 21." And he's like, "Oh, for real?" He's like, "Yeah, get him a birthday shot." And then his friend's like, "Hey, 3 shots." And Jay's like, "Oh, fuck." And then so he has to take it with us, you know, me, whatever, and that guy, just, like easy.
I bet.
And then Jay drinks it. He's like. And then we leave, and we're walking somewhere else. And then Jay's like, "Fuck, I'm already feeling it."
Literally, lightweight.
Yeah,
lightweight.
No, yeah, especially if you don't drink it, that shit hit. That shit creep up on you, right? But so we met 5 years ago at a party. Funny enough, when I was good friends with David in the past, and he was part of the circle of friends that I did hang out with at the time. And so I was just coming out to them as gay. I was 24 at the time when I came out to them. Right. And so part of that was the fear of losing my friends because they were all heterosexual. So I thought they were going to be like, "Oh, you know, we ain't gonna fuck with him no more because he's gay." Sure enough, they would get drunk behind my back and talk about me and say, let's make bets on when Andrew's gonna come out, right? so I had just got, it wasn't even a real breakup. It was some douchebag that I was dating who I took to Vegas, and anyway, and so you owe me $300. And so Spirit. Yeah, we did fly Spirit. That's how I knew it should have fucked up, right? But so we went not a breakup, but he told me that he wasn't into me and whatever, that I was ugly and blah blah blah. And so I was just like trashed, dude. I was very trashed.
You were.
I remember spewing shit like, "Who breaks up with me?" I had just started on the radio too.
You literally said that.
I had just started on the radio, so my head, I was like, "I'm Andrew G. You don't break up with Andrew G. I break up with people."
I remember the whole thing.
Remember I bought you a torta though.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I bought you a torta.
I never got it though.
Oh, because somebody else ate it.
Yeah. So my homie Pedro ate it.
So I met Jay at that party. At the time, and I'll get into it a little bit later, I look at you different now than I did 4 or 5 years ago.
Thank you.
And a good way.
Thank you.
Because 4 or 5 years ago, I'll be honest, I didn't think highly of you. I mean, I still wanted to build a friendship.
Sure.
Like, because you were a nice guy.
Right.
But like, I guess, you know, we all do things in the past that we're not necessarily proud of, or you know, we take stupid shit, or we make. I mean, I used to get fucked up like that, and you know, crash into walls and make a fool out of myself, and then have to go paint that bitch the next day. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm at Home Depot looking for the shit to fix the wall, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so, you know, I will say, we met that time. Right. We kept in touch periodically. Briefly. I would say like in the on social media again. Every now and then. You then came the time where you would do laundry at my house, and that time I met your brother. Yeah. And so I would say that our friendship grew closer last year when we did go to New York.
It was awesome.
Again, when I went through my situation, I started connecting like with these guys, Israel and Edwin, and then you as well, because obviously you guys are brothers. And so you were going through a bit of a tough time last year as well.
I was.
Can you share a little bit, or like as much as you're comfortable?
Sure. Okay, so since I don't think a lot of people know.
Okay.
But last year, like, I lost a child. You know what I'm saying?
That was Angel.
Yes.
Shout out to Angel. Love her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to my girl, man. Like,
love her. Yeah.
Trust me, she's like a powerhouse, like to making me a better man.
Okay.
And to pretty much, the first time we lost one, dude, that was in 2018.
Okay.
You know, and so it's something that I never in my life thought would happen to me ever, dude. Like, and then some people say, "Oh, well, you know, it's just a miscarriage." But see, you say that, but like in your mind, dude, like you're thinking of the life you want to have, of the plans you want to do, of the way you want to raise this child. You know, like a name, everything.
Like you're excited.
Yeah, dude. Like, and it's taken away from you in like the blink of an eye. And so since a lot of people have known me, dude, like I always smile, I'm always positive.
Right.
Like, and I kind of withdrew from always posting on social media, like so motivational, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, dude, like I was in a dark place, like that, since I will never in my life find an answer in a bottle to kind of just like cope with what's going on, because it's not me. Yeah. It is never going to be me, and it'll never be me. Okay. You know, and since I don't know, like a lot of people know, man, but I'm a second-time kidney transplant recipient. Huge thanks to my dad, dude.
And that's part of the reason why you don't drink.
Yeah, it's a huge reason why I don't drink. Yeah. And so then like on the 9th of November this year, dude, like I've had this kidney for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
So congrats. I take really good care of myself. I have to.
Definitely.
You know? And so, yeah, dude, like I was in a dark place, like, and I questioned God so many times. I was like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not the people that, like, you're not a good parent? Like, why not the people that neglect their kids? Like, why them?
No, I agree with you. Yeah. Like, it's the people who shouldn't have kids that have a plethora of fucking
literally
kids. Yeah, oh, believe me. Yeah, I know.
And so, yeah, dude, like, I was in a dark place, like, and I had these dark thoughts, dude. Like I would go run the dam, like, and you see that big cliff where you see the water, dude. Like, the part of me would say, "Man, dude, I wonder what happened if I jump." Right. Like, I didn't care. Right. I didn't care anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Because you feel like life was taken from you.
Yeah, taken. Yes. Like twice, dude. Right. Like a part of me that I'll never in my life get back.
Exactly.
And so little by little, dude, like I asked God, just give me an answer as to why this is happening. Right. You know, dude, like what does the universe want from me? Right. 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 And so, dude, like that's when I can say like the teaching and boxing have been my biggest blessings.
You're a big boxer, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so even though like I never competed, man, but it's a workout that allows me to stay mellow, stay calm, and a lot less angry at anybody and everybody.
Okay. It's a way to kind of like release some frustration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
a healthy way at that.
Yes, a very healthy way. Mm-hmm. And teaching, dude, it's allowed me to just make an impact in a child's life. Right. From a small age to like a teenage age, and somehow always be remembered some way.
Yeah, like people will remember you as that person. Yeah.
And so, you know, just like little by little, man, like 2019 to after that happened, man, I was bitter. I was angry towards my mom, like get away from me, like, towards my girl, you know, dude, like I didn't want to talk to anybody. Like
you were mad at the world.
I was furious. Yeah. And so that trip to New York, dude, since y'all saw like half the time, dude, like I was at the boxing gym. Yeah. Dude,
oh, Jay's gonna find a fucking gym no matter where we go.
Always have.
We can be in the middle of the desert. There's gonna be a fucking gym somewhere.
Okay. Always, dude. Like when y'all were booking the hotel, I was like, please make sure it has a gym. Okay. You know, because I have to get my workout no matter what.
Anyway, yeah.
You know, no matter what. Yeah. And so,
bitch making requests. Yeah. Yeah. That was hard to find that hotel anyway, but anyway, it did have a gym.
It did.
It did have a gym. Yes.
And so anyway, I Googled like boxing gyms around here, dude. Like, and I found. Oh my God, thank God, dude, like the Mendes boxing gym, like shout out like to the Mendes boxing gym and every boxer I met there. Right. Cause the late Mendes, like which was the owner, like who recently passed because of COVID, dude, he shared a few words like of inspiration with me since he saw when I came in, and you know, like I paid my fee just to train. Yeah. And so I just hit the bag. I did my rounds. I didn't say nothing to anybody. You know, like, and I left. Like, and I came back. You know, again and again, until the last day he stops me. You know, like he's like, "Hey, you're not from around here, are you?" I'm like, no, so I'm from Texas. Yeah. And so he's like, all right, where's your flannel? The no, sir
was a giveaway right there. Because nobody in New York City talks like that.
Literally. Yeah. And so his first question was like, okay, where's your flannel? I was like, oh, why? He's like, well, you're from Texas. I was like, yeah, but I mean, not a lot of us have pistols. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so then he's like, okay, is this, I asked him, like, that was a gym. Oh, he's like, oh, yeah, this is my gym. Like, I started this, and this. Yeah. And I was like, okay, cool, man. Boxing saved my life. Like, and he asked me how. Yeah. Like, and I told him, like, and I was like, exactly. Since I noticed, like, now that you're leaving, dude, like, your bag is, like, less full. So
I got
like,
you.
Huh? What do you mean? So he says, like, emotionally, dude, like what you brought in, it's not leaving with you. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Like you left it there in a way.
Yes, like I left it there, dude. Like, and I interacted with a few boxers that come from nothing. Yeah. That are like now like competing in the Olympics, like made their pro debut, like, and a lot of them have various reasons as to why they're doing that. They train, like what it brings to them. Right. And so, man, dude, it slowly brought me back.
I got you.
And so now, since I don't see life as, oh man, dude, like I have to have this because that's what everybody's supposed to have. Like, slowly but surely, I somewhat like tell God, like to please keep my baby safe. Yeah. Since they're watching me work hard and trying to succeed, since it's all I know how to do now.
You know, I kind of want to touch about you shared that you and Angel suffered through 2 miscarriages. Yes. Would you say that you said that it strained you as a person, right? Like you were very angry with people, and then part of the reason how you were able to quell that anger was through boxing and stuff like that. As far as for her, how would you say that it affected you guys as a couple? Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people go through miscarriages and they blame each other. Yeah.
And since I guess in a sense, like she thought, oh well, you know, like maybe he's not gonna see me, you know, the same anymore.
Like he might not want to be with me anymore. Okay.
And so, dude, since I told her a few times, okay, maybe like we're meant like to have something different than everybody else. Okay. That's a guess. Yeah. Okay, since maybe like the 99% of the world has this. Right. But maybe like we're supposed to be part of that 1%. Yeah. Like, that has something different. Like maybe sees the world. Right. And travels and like sees places like that everybody only hopes they could.
Right.
You know, but can't because they have actual responsibilities.
Because it's crazy to say that, because a lot of people go through that. And I knew a girl, and I'm going to share this with you.
Sure.
I knew a woman 10 years ago who it was a woman that I worked with. I don't want to put her business. I don't want to name her name because I don't know if she wants it out there. But she would come to work and cry because she's like, I can't give my husband kids. Yeah. The doctors are always telling her, you're never gonna have no kids. You're never gonna have any kids. You know, like she's like, he's not gonna want me anymore. He's not gonna want to be with me. This is affecting my whole life. Maybe that's how Angel was feeling as well. Right. And I will say, 10 years later, she's got 2 of the fattest kids that you'll ever see in your life, like very fat and healthy. So I always tell people, like, you know, even if I'm no medical professional. I don't know what that's like. I'm not going to question the doctor's judgment. I will say, however, I've seen more often than not that people are always told you will never have a child. Right. And then fucking 15 years later, they got all these damn kids running around. And I can see what you said too about the part where it looks unfair, because I know another woman who was never able to have a child, and she looks at the biological mother of her, she calls her son, but it's her stepson. And she goes, that woman doesn't even want him. She didn't want him when he was 3. Yeah. Why does she get to have all these kids? I feel that about a girl that's in my family. Well, how you get to have 4 kids, but my friends here who want kids can't have them. Right. You know, so it looks unfair. It does. But you make a very good point in saying that maybe God has a different plan for you too. But it doesn't rule out the possibility. One day you guys might have some fucking kids.
No, true. Yeah. True. Keep trying. And since she knows, dude, like that I'm studying like to be an English educator, because I want to teach overseas, like, and I told her, like, I told her, babe, as soon as I get an opportunity to go, I mean, you're coming with me. Yeah. Just like wherever I go, you're gonna come with me. Right. Like whatever life I can build for us, I will. Yes. Why? Because I want to. And it's got to be a strong relationship that you and Angel are in, because it's not an easy thing to go through. No, it's not. Yeah. But and I applaud you, Angel. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. And dude, she completely opened my eyes, like, since the day I met her. Right. Since I used to be that person that, like, literally I'm like, good things are gonna happen. You know, good things are gonna happen. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do this. But she opened my eyes, and now, are you kidding me? I love working so much. Like, Jay got 100 jobs. Yeah. So she tells me now. Yeah. No, and I love that about you. Yeah. So basically now she tells me, man, like, just like, you need to take a day off. I was like, yeah, someday I will. Yeah. Someday I will. But right now, like, if there's time to do things, like, and there's time to make money. Right, yeah, definitely. And so now, dude, like, that there's a lot less worry for, oh man, I gotta pay this bill on time, whatever. Yeah. And so now I can welcome to real life, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, man, since it's like I've told her, man, like, that I want to take you to certain places like that, like, we've only dreamed of, and build a life that is for you and I. Yeah. Like, and even though, like, she has an awesome kid, man, Adam, like, shout out to Adam. Shout out Adam, He's a cool kid. Mouthy little teenager, but we love him. He's funny, dude. He is cool. He is so cool. He's cool. I love Adam. And, oh my gosh, man, like, he's... Adam's 16, right? 15, 16? Oh, he's a sophomore, yes. He's 15. One of the... Angel, forgive us. I can't remember, yeah. And so, man, dude, like, he's made friends, like, with some of my students now. Yeah. You know? And so, no, man, like, he's become, like, a part of my life, like, and I feel like I've gotten a chance to somewhat know what it's like to somewhat be a role model. Yeah. Like... as a father. I got you. And then, of course, I have my niece, like, who's also just, she's also, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, we have a niece. yeah. That's Nancy's daughter. Yes, it is. And she's also our goddaughter. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This feels like me when it comes to the niece and nephews, right? I guess, I forgot. I just know that she's our goddaughter, and if, like, Nance and Jeremy just... you know, that we would just keep her alive. Jay would be good at being a parent. I'll just make sure she doesn't get harmed and she's staying alive. And so now... so you would just give her to Jay. And so now, man, working with kids, like, I love it so much to where I can never, like, just, like, not try to cheer up a child, like, if I see them cry. Yeah. Because I never want to see a kid cry. I got you. Like, for any kind of reason now... if their parents are saying something to them, saying, oh, you know, they shouldn't have done this, then I'm not going to say nothing. Yeah, I got you. But if they're crying because somebody's trying to harm them, then I'm going to protect them. You're not mine, but I'll protect you. I got you. You know, and so, since it's how I have slowly turned my life around, because God's has blessed me. Yeah. Just like with the opportunity to have like 200 kids, like, who are my students. Yeah, exactly. And so that's a blessing within itself. Right. And, you know, again, I applaud you guys for, I'm sure it was a hard thing to go through, you and Angel to go through that. You guys seem like you're in a pretty good relationship. I love her. I love when we get together and play Animal. I introduced them to South Park. They love South Park. Yeah, Butters. Butters. We call it Butters. The Butters. And so, you know, but before I wrap up with you, Jay, Jay actually, not much of a business, but like a brand that he created called CRB. That's right.
And so he made the public affair shirts. Well, I'm not wearing it right now. But oh, you have it right here. Oh, let's get it on. Well, I've worn it like on every episode. But yeah, as you guys see, it's simple. We're going to work on another design,
yes,
right?
We are.
We're going to make a more abstract design, darling.
Literally.
But yeah, so Jay makes a really, here, pass the other shirts too.
Yeah.
So the majority of the t-shirts that I wear on the public affair are Jay shirts because it's really outside of button downs, because when I was, 300 pounds, that's all I wore. And now excuse me.
I'm sorry.
And then, so I can wear t-shirts now. So Jay is very creative when it comes to the designs of his shirts. And again, I think I've worn this one too. Actually, fun fact, I think this is the shirt that I wore on Adrian Fajardo's episode.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite. I love all my episodes, but that one was one of my favorites and one of my most personal outside of this one. And so this one is your most recent design. Can you talk to us a little bit about CRB, what your inspiration behind that was and stuff like that?
Okay, so CRB, is pretty much, it's a brand.
Yeah.
And so it's, the abbreviation CRB is like a small abbreviation for our last name, Carbajal.
I didn't get that, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even see that. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
So
Carbajal. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And so it stands for Creativity Radiates Brilliance.
Clever.
So basically, if you're creative in anything, whether it's culinary, fashion, writing,
right.
Then obviously, you're gonna radiate just some sort of brilliance. Right?
Yeah, I got you.
And so the method that I have in this is to not have any expectations, because everybody that designs something expects to sell 100, 500, and if they don't, man, dude, that they point fingers, you don't support me, whatever.
Right.
So to me, dude, since I'm happy just with what I can sell and when I can sell it, because it's exclusive,
right.
And since I'm never gonna reprint twice.
And as long as it's out there, right?
Yes, as long as it's out there. Dude, and I've had
yeah.
friends in Philadelphia, New York, California, Chicago, all over. They're like, dude, I love your brand. And my homie wants, another one. I was like, yeah, but I don't reprint, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But
we met
keep
that
a
hot
lookout
guy
for the
in
new one.
New York City. Remember, he bought a shirt.
Exactly, Kazunori.
I think his name is Mike Lewin. Right? Shout out to you. We met him at Kazunori. Yeah.
And so yeah, man, since it's something good that allows me to keep on learning the Adobe Illustrator program.
Okay.
And thus pushing just different kinds of designs. Since the person I go to way before I even start something is my brother, since I ask him, hey, man, so I'm thinking of doing this design.
Mr. Opinion.
No.
No, I got you.
Something like this and this. He's like, yeah, that'll work. We just kind of tweak it like this and that. Then once I'm finished, he's like, hell yeah, that's badass.
Okay.
And boom, just right then and there, I promote it for 2 weeks. I'll take pre-orders,
Yeah. And then you sell them.
That's it.
Yeah. Is it something that because I, as your friend, tell you that maybe you should and look into capitalizing off of this or branding further? Because I listen, again, the majority of my wardrobe is CRB.
It is.
I mean, it is. Yeah. I think I bought beanies from you one time. Them bitches did not fit my head.
But I bought two of them. For the support.
Of course, yeah. And I said that, when I had shirts made, we were going to go through CRB. I wear the majority of your shirts on my show. It's something that I want to see you push. I want to see you work hard in pushing that, because it's obviously something that you're passionate about. Is it something that you think that you're going to move forward with going in the future? And what exactly does it mean to you as far as doing that?
Okay, so this to me is like a little kid, right?
Okay.
Right now, I'm raising and and I'm trying to see what else it can be.
Yeah.
And so pretty soon, since I want to be able to wear, if you order a shirt, dude, you get just some stickers, in a small little vinyl figure.
Oh, okay.
But for that, I have to keep just networking.
Yeah.
With a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
And so then, if it's one thing I've learned is that there's always going to be somebody way better than you at something.
Yeah.
So you should never hate on them for that, but learn from them.
Yeah.
And so there's many people that I know out there that are really good. And I've even asked them certain questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? And they give me, small tips.
Yeah.
And so that has bettered just everything that I'm doing.
Right. I got you.
And so right now, I have a few things in the works. And so you'll be the first to see.
Hey, of course. And so, so obviously CRB is very important to you. And I hope that you can grow on that business. And then you definitely want to get into teaching full time as well.
Of course.
Yeah. Because teaching for you is just
amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Jay loves fucking kids. He'll send me snaps every once in a while. They'd be giving away the markers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the kids are cute and everything.
They are adorable.
But I don't know that I can be no damn teacher. You know what I mean? And I've had educators on this show. Mm-hmm. And, I honestly hope as your friend to see you work hard to become what you want. And just like I explained to them what I appreciate about their friendships individually, for you, our friendship has taught me patience. In a good way. Right. It's taught me patience. I, again, watched you when I knew you 4 or 5 years ago. You were kind of a bum. Now,
I'm not gonna lie.
in my perception.
Yeah, of
now
course.
I see a guy who maybe quote unquote late to the party, but damn, give him his credit for trying.
Right.
And you know, you're doing your best from what I see to really make a name for yourself and really show everybody that you want to be responsible and that you want to, you know, build yourself up to be a man, a better man, not only for your relationship, but for yourself as well. So I applaud you
also for my girl.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
For Angel. Yeah, no. But like as an individual, I see that you've grown so much in the 5 years that I've known you.
Thank you.
And I applaud you for really just pushing forward CRB.
Thank you.
Pushing forward. I want to see you become a full-time teacher.
Thank you.
You know, and really create that life that you want for you and Angel. Because I think that you can do it. If you change this much in 5 years, you got it down. And I'm going to be one of your biggest supporters for CRB.
Thank you.
I'm his unofficial ambassador. Okay, well, we make jokes about that all the time. So for our friendship, I'm thankful for how much it's grown. I'm thankful for that trip last year, which again we're going to get into here in just a second. And I'm thankful for seeing you become different than from what I met you.
Thank you.
Seeing you really work hard to try and change your life. You're doing the best that you fucking can. At least you're trying. Good for you, man.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. For the person that, you know, went through something similar that you went through last year, as far as the miscarriages and the, you know, the unmotivation and stuff like that. To that person watching, what are you going to leave them with?
3 things. One is just let go of the wheel. I can let God take it.
Okay.
Since there's a reason why things happen in this universe, and please don't ever blame anyone or anything.
Yeah.
Since if it's out of your control, it's out of your control.
Right.
It's just maybe God's way of saying like that you're meant for more or just a lot different like than what you wanted.
Yeah.
2, don't keep hate in your heart. Hate is baggage. And that's a quote that I heard from my all-time favorite movie called American History X.
Yeah. Oh, you made me watch that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And good movie.
And then 3 is have no expectations, but love with all your heart.
Yeah.
And have no limits to who you can make happy and exactly how much happiness you can spread.
Definitely.
Since if something's meant for you, like then it'll happen, but it's gonna happen on God's time.
Yeah.
You know, like not your time.
Yeah. Being patient.
Yeah. Huge patience.
Yeah.
And a lot of consistency and just believe in yourself and anything that you do.
Definitely.
Plain and simple.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Of course.
Again, you guys, out of the friendship circle, I'm the one who puts it all out there for you guys to do.
Thanks.
You know, talk about what you talk about. It's very brave. I applaud you guys so much. Jay, did I cover everything with you for sure?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, we're getting to New York in just a minute.
All right.
You know, but again, so as I shared with you guys earlier, a year ago, well, as per requested, a lot of people wanted to get to know me a little bit more personally about the things that I went through and stuff like that in the last year. On episode 6 of The Public Affair with Adrian Fajardo, I did get into some detail about things that took place last year involving me and somebody who I did consider a very good friend. That person suffered, we don't keep in touch now, but suffered with alcoholism, which eventually led them to be, I don't want to say abusive, but physical towards me and mentally messing with my mind. A lot of it felt like it was my fault. That person made me feel like it was my fault and such. And it was a really embarrassing thing for me to go through. I was in a very dark place when our relationship started. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bash the person. I said what I said on episode 6. It was the truth. And for that person, the only thing that I want to leave you with is I hope that you will find happiness and light in your heart. And I hope that you will, I pray that you'll be okay. Because one of the last things that I told that person, one of our last conversations was, you're going to have everything that you ever wanted. You're going to get the wife, the kids, the job, all that, education, everything. If you don't take care of this problem, you're going to lose everything. Like that. So for that person, I just want to leave, with I pray that you'll find happiness and I pray that you'll find yourself. And for me, it changed me as a person, the situation that I went through, because I'm not close with my brother. I've shared on this podcast that my brother's in jail. This is his 5th year in jail. I think he's serving a 20-year sentence. Right. And it's to put a strain on our relationship. So I don't have a relationship with the only person in my life that's my brother. I don't have sisters, nothing like that. It was just me and him, and we're twins at that. So I don't have a relationship with him. He's completely exited out my life. That was a decision that I made for me. Because he's not a good person, you know, the decisions that he makes in life. Same thing with the friend that I had. You guys are just not making healthy decisions that are going to help benefit me in life. It's not healthy to be around you. So when it comes to our friendships, even with the three of us, and to my best friend in the whole world, Jaime, who couldn't be here because he's in Germany. Otherwise, you know, I definitely would have invited him. But he is like the epitome of brotherhood to me. And going through those hard times, it was a little different with the friend because, like, you know, we're all mutual friends, like we're in the same circle and stuff like that. Right. So he does his best to not get involved. He did acknowledge that he fucked up. Like, you don't just beat your best friends up. You don't do that. Yeah. Unless I slept with your girlfriend or something, which is not going to happen because, you know, I don't sleep with girls. So, but you don't in a drunken rage just beat your friends up. Like, you just don't do that. Right. And, you know, again, as I shared on the episode, I was maimed, you know, like bruised. I felt like I couldn't trust people. If that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. And I was even like skeptical about entering relationships with the three of you or anybody new for that matter, because then I think in my mind mentally, oh my God, I'm just a big fuck up. Like I couldn't help my friend with this problem. And what benefit can I be in somebody's life now? Right. You know, that's just honestly how I felt. It changed me as a person. Losing my brother from the decisions that he made changed me as a person. I started looking at things differently. And so it really, really just fucked my mind up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, especially just all that shit that transpired. So when I met you guys, again, and I individually told you guys what I appreciate about our relationships. Yeah. And then, of course, Jaime, who's not here, that's my brother. Yeah. And I tell that to my parents, and I tell that to everybody. Yeah. Like, he's about to have a baby, and that's going to be my niece or nephew. You know what I mean? And so that he is the true epitome of brotherhood to me. And so, Jaime, when you listen to this, I have to tell you that I love you and thank you for sticking with me, because he was there when all that happened. He wasn't there physically, right, but he saw me, and his jaw dropped. Like, what the fuck happened? I remember staying at his house for a week. He was just very patient with me. It was an embarrassing thing to go through, nonetheless, and he really just wrote it out with me. Right. So thanks, bro. I appreciate you. And thanks for filling the gap of the brother role for me. Of course. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I needed. That was a void in my, like, I look at you guys and how close you are with your siblings. Yeah. And like, you know what I mean? And me and my brothers just don't have that. Right. We just don't. And we're not going to. I can't predict the future here. Just like with me and the guy who I'm not friends with.
He's going to move in with you. Or
no. But just like the guy who assaulted me last year. Right. I don't know what the future holds for us. Right now, I'm in a place of hate in my heart, for lack of a better term. I don't want to see you.
Resentment.
Like, I get disgusted when I see you because I still see you doing the same thing. So for me, when it comes to my friendships, guys, I hold those so sacred. I take it personal, like if we have an argument, which we've never, I mean, you and I have. You and I, small one. You know, but I start thinking it kind of feels like a breakup, in a sense. Yeah. It does. Like I can't put that in words. It's like a sense of betrayal, or not betrayal, but like I didn't get to be good at this. Right. What did I do that was so wrong about it? So last year when I went through all that, guys, when I met these guys, I was in a very dark place mentally. Again, the situation that happened with my friend who's an alcoholic changed my life, and changed me as a person, and I felt resentment to the world. I remember the next day sitting in my friend Jaime's house, like, I'm just in here, black eye, cuts on my head, bruises on my forehead, and that other person got up and lived their life like nothing happened the night before. And it took me 2 weeks to be like, why can't I do that? You know what I mean? Because 2 weeks later, I ended up moving out, getting my apartment or whatever. And so we go to New York, right? Best decision ever. Yeah. Best decision ever. We go to New York, and I said, this is life now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I can do this shit. We didn't have no money. Well, okay, again, I didn't have no fucking money. I barely had no time. Okay, I bought my Timbs. You know, and we just took off. And it was such a healthy thing to do for me at the time, and in meeting you guys, because again, me and that person were so close. A norm to me was staying up till 5 a.m. taking care of somebody that was drunk, and then you guys get back from a club, and it's just nothing. You go to sleep. It's the norm for me is cleaning throw up out of my couch at 5 a.m.
Ew.
You know what I mean? And trying to get you not to leave my apartment.
Just throw away the couch.
Yeah, I did. I did. I threw it away. I sold it actually. And so the norm to me was all that. The norm to me was being mentally abused. I will say, that person made me feel like shit. Truth be told, I was told that I'm a piece of shit. You're an alcoholic because of me. You know, and in my mind, I'm thinking, is that the person that I am? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
And I had a lot of self-doubt. I lost a lot of self-confidence. And again, when I met you guys, I was like, no, this is fucking it. You know what I mean? Like, this is life. This is what friendships are all about. Like, this is what moving on is for. For the people that are watching this, I have to let you guys know, the people you surround yourself with are ultimately going to affect how you are mentally. And how you look physically at them sometimes, because these guys are very athletic, obviously. So again, the details of what happened can be shown on episode 6. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I feel like I've moved on from it. The person and I do not communicate. Me and the guy who I was friends with do not communicate. Best of luck to you in all your endeavors. I'm not going to be a part of it. That's just where we are right now. To my brother, I don't know what the future holds with that. We don't have a relationship. When people ask me what my brother's doing, I say, oh, he's an aircraft mechanic at L3 and he's having a baby with his wife in March. So, hi, man. So, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. So to everybody watching this episode, you're in charge of your happiness. If there's one thing that I learned in this world, and the best advice that I ever gave you was that you have to find your happiness, obviously in something healthy. Well, as we discussed, you don't want to just go getting fucked up and drugs and drinks. That's not. You're in charge of your own happiness. Stop blaming the world for your issues. That's how I'm going to leave that part of my conversation with. Again, the details of what happened. Check out episode 6 with Adrian Fajardo. That's how I'm going to leave that there. Moving forward, I'm over it. We're good. I'm good. So we pick up and go to we pick up and we go to New York. The trip was and you know I definitely want to I don't want to say the whole entire week trip, that's take another hour. But for us, I'm from New York, for everybody who doesn't know, because I've said it 100 times on the show.
Long Island.
Yeah, from Long Island, same thing. So, it was my first New York City experience. And so I was happy that we got to do that together because, again, I'm from Long Island. So to get to New York City, it's about an hour drive, hour and a half on the train, whatever. Yeah. And so when I do go to New York City, it's like a day trip and we come back home. And so for us, we went ice skating. I fell and busted my head and they thought I was kidding. And I think I was knocked out for a good 30 seconds. And Jay was in the cabin or whatever, the waiting area, just watching us. And I'm trying to get my mind back together. And I'm just like, Chandelier by Sia came on. And I'm just like, and I'm holding the line. I kept singing and I was just trying to get my mind racing. I loved ice skating with you guys. I took my friends to Long Island. Shout out
food
to
was good.
The food was good, right? What do we have, Edwin? What do we have?
Coquito.
But what was the food that we had?
Arroz con gandules.
He doesn't say it right. We had some arroz con gandules, some pernil, some pateles. What? We had some coquito. Shout out to my cousin my cousin's wife Jasmine.
We went to a bodega.
We went to the bodega. Yeah. We got some martas, right?
It was good.
So I got to take my friends to Long Island, and shout out to Kathy, shout out to Ada, shout out to Aditi Santa, shout out to Pecan, crazy ass, shout out to Kike. I got to take my friends to Long Island, and you thought I was crazy,
bro.
It was like me times 5.
It was like
we're all the same. We're Gomez.
Yeah, amplified.
It was crazy. It was so cute because you guys are just sitting there, just like, all right, like. So I kind of want to sum it up with this. Talking about the trip, obviously we did a lot of like what people go to New York do. We rode the subway. Jay found his gym. We ate bagels. We ate pizza. We ate
your cheesecake didn't have the chocolate or strawberry that it needed. Oh God,
yes, the cheesecake was delicious. Oh wait, real quick, we go. Shout out to the Red Eye Grill in Manhattan. And see, we were trying to play it up, and so because I was on the radio, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna say I work for the #1 hit music station, and that I'm like the top DJ. Edwin's gonna be the top accounting firm manager. So Israel owns his own snack company, and then Jay's gonna be the fashion designer that's coming up, right? And this is how we're gonna walk in. Well, none of them follow suit. Okay, but the food was bomb, right? Yeah. Shout out to the Red Eye Grill. Real quick, almost to kind of wrap up here, the importance of the trip for you, Edwin, what would you say that was?
I didn't know it at the time, but and deciding if I should go or not, if it was the right timing or not was difficult for me, but decided to go, and I think it was just a good distraction for me at that time.
Okay.
Distraction for me, and then experience something new, New York, different activities over there, and then brought me closer to y'all. Got to experience more time with y'all, and then just grow a relationship.
Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate that. How about for you, Israel?
I think it brought all of us closer together. Taking a trip to a different state with certain people, it's not just something you do with strangers.
Yeah.
So it really brought us all closer together, especially rooming with you guys for 4 or 5 days or whatever.
Jay, who takes up the whole bed. Yeah.
It was really fun. It was really fun. I got to spend time with my brother. I got to spend time with Edwin while he was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
You while you were going through some shit.
Yeah.
And it was great because I got to see all of y'all happy and smiling and enjoying life versus like, oh man, life's, kicking our asses right now.
Exactly.
So it's nice. It's nice seeing those, the people you care about happy.
Yeah.
So, and I needed that too. So
I agree with you.
It was really fun. Kazunori was great.
I love Kazunori. Delicious. The people who were making the sushi too were fine. Jay, how about for you? What was the importance of the trip for you?
Let's see. Honestly, man, to just like see the Big Apple all over again.
Yeah.
Since the first time that I went. It was in 2017 for just like a figure convention.
I got you.
But this time I feel like I saw just a little bit more.
Okay.
And I enjoyed just every second of it, man. It was it's amazing because I saw like a different side of you that I never knew existed. I was laughing my ass off the whole time, everything you were doing, dude, like the little brands that you knew, man, dude, like your cologne, we're like, oh no.
Oh, you're talking about Very Sexy for Him by Victoria's Secret.
Dude, we're leaving, and you're like, guys, hurry up. Like all of us like going,
I remember when you guys used my foot lotion as real lotion because it smelled really good. And, I'm the one with all the cosmetics. Sorry.
Just seeing Edwin, like, happy.
Yeah. Like kind of be out of his element in a way.
Yes, but also be able to enjoy a place that I guess like that he'd been wanting to see.
Oh, because it was your first time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, gotcha.
And then of course like seeing my brother just slowly venture out like and see more things.
Yeah, I got you.
And then for me like finding certain things like the Mendes boxing gym.
Yeah.
And then like certain smoothie shops and just seeing small places, man.
Yeah.
Like that I love, especially Chinatown.
Oh God, like Chinatown was hot. Yeah.
Because I remember. Like the union especially said, "Oh man, like this is where I want to be." Because look at all these Asian guys and stuff like you.
Yes, ma'am. You sure did.
But I feel like it strengthened just my relationship, my relationship with my brother.
Yeah.
And that I was able to just find just more strength and just like a little bit more in common, just like with Edwin as well.
Right.
Because he's cool as hell.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with you, man, dude, like, I feel like I strengthened, like, just a relationship with you.
Right.
And so I even told you, and since I've told you before, man, dude, like, whoever chooses to not be your friend is slowly missing out on such an awesome dude. Like, it's such an awesome friend that's really cool as hell and everything. And
that shit hit me when you first told me. I started crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. We were in New York City. I almost started fucking crying. Yeah.
Someone who doesn't do lines. Who doesn't do cover charge, and who literally is just...
I'm not paying $10 to get into no club.
At all. But dude, like you have a certain charismatic aura.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
And so pretty much I want to say like that I appreciate your friendship.
Thank you, Jay. It means a lot.
And so thank you like for allowing us to just be part of your life. Since you brought a lot of joy into our life, like in our family gatherings, a lot more lit since you're here. A lot more lit.
I try. Y'all know I still love my Apothic Red. Wine.
But yeah, man, since I guess you could say like that the main thing like that I was able to do was breathe.
Okay.
Since I got suffocated like with everything that happened.
Yeah, definitely.
And just being there, I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm strong, and since I know that life will go on.
Definitely.
And I know that this is not the end.
Yeah, I got you.
And that I haven't even reached my end game. So
got you.
It'll be great.
That's what's up. The trip meant a lot to me, you guys. Again, I was in a dark place in my life, as I shared. Going with, I barely met you. Yeah. Our friendship was only strengthening at the time, and you and I were just getting to be on a real friendship level. Picking up and leaving, and then coming back, and everything was just fine. Really opened my eyes to a lot of things. The Uber driver loved me. Yes, we were trying to plan our own vacation.
He invited you to the beach.
Yeah, we're cock blocking. Shut up. The trip for me meant a lot in the aspect of seeing that life goes on. Right. I got to surround myself with 3 really great guys and do things that were not planned, not scripted. We just went out there and took New York City.
We walked
and 1 year later, I'm in a very much happier place. Again, when this episode airs, you guys, it'll have been 1 year since we decided to pick up and leave. 1 year later, I am happy. 1 year later, I've got the public affair. It's super lit. We're on episode 23.
You're how many pounds lighter?
I'm 35 pounds lighter because I gained 80 pounds in that situation I was in, and so not 80, but you know what I mean. Yeah. And so I'm
shout
just
out to Soko.
Shout out, yes, we're gonna do their ad here in just a minute. And so, and I'm in a happier place. I will say to my audience and to you guys, I'm very happy with the people that I choose to surround myself with in life. Everything, like I discussed with you, Edwin, everything is situational. Maybe that was supposed to happen to me. Yeah. Maybe that was my wake up call to seeing the light around me. Mm-hmm. So the trip meant a lot to me. And again, we could talk about the trip, but it's going to take another 2 hours and we are running out of time. But Edwin, Israel, Jay, did I cover everything?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being a part of this episode, my friends. And I wish nothing but a lifetime more of happiness for all of us.
Thank you.
And healthy and good friendships.
Thanks, man.
And Israel, when you're ready to catch these hands in Super Smash Bros., it's nothing. Everybody who tuned into this episode, again, this was a very personal episode for me. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast, The Public Affair. More will be coming in the future, darling. Know that, and like I said, the thing that I wanted to get across on this episode was how much in control your life is and how much control you have over your happiness. I hope that we were able to touch a lot of different people. Each of us, again, went through something individually went through something unique that we were able to overcome. I think 1 year later, we're all happy.
Of course.
And I'm happy, and I'm in a very happy place right now. I'm very healthy, and I'm skinny, darling. And great. So everybody who tunes into The Public Affair, thank you all so much again. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel at The Public Affair. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at The Public Affair. Before we leave, I want to give a shout out to a couple more of our sponsors. Of course, to Elite Barbershop with Sid Rodriguez. He is located on Hewitt Drive. He cuts my hair, of course. He also has Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, and Santos Cordova over there making you look all cute. You can call the number on the screen to book or download the Cut app to book your next appointment. And of course, to Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic and Ariana Gutierrez. They're located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training as well as open play. They also specialize in soccer training with professionals like George De Leon. They have fitness training with Dominic and Isaac Carrillo and more. Make sure you call the number on the screen for more details. To everybody again, thank you all so much for letting me have this episode. Thank you guys again for being a part of it.
Thank you.
Yes,
awesome.
Of course. I really enjoyed it. I was really happy to open up with you guys. I will say once again that I'm in a healthier and happier place now. I'm glad that you guys are as well. And I'm very grateful to have you guys in my life. Thank you so much. And to everybody who supports this project, thank you all. Love you all so much. And don't forget, darling, to always keep it between us.